The ocean taught me so much, and in that first year that I was conquering this really new big thing, especially as a kid that never grew up playing any sports, and to go straight into one of the toughest sports there probably.
But the central subject, Isabel, I hope I'm correct about that. I thought she was a really great centering anchor for the overall piece, both as from her personal backdrop story in terms of her approach to surfing and how she got involved in it, and as well as the our organizational pursuit of expanding surfing to low income students or low income children who otherwise didn't have access to sports in general, let alone surfing. So I thought the piece had a really great reflection of the thematic ideas in terms of why sports in general are valuable, but why interacting with nature in such a way could be a lot more valuable as well. So I thought the piece had a really sort of philosophical and emotional appeal in terms of the pursuit of getting young people in particular to engage with this activity. And I thought that the general feel of the piece made it very easy to get into.
I love the opening. I love the quote. 1 in 6 high school students don't participate in extracurricular activities, and that it's mostly probably based on being not able to afford it, that playing sports is expensive. And I remember talking to my mom one day and just thanking her and my stepdad so much for paying for me to do sports, because it made a big difference in my life. So I love that this woman started this camp, or, sort of a community of free lessons with all these great professionals who are willing to donate their time. I love it. I thought the opening was strong. I knew exactly what it was, well, not exactly, but I knew pretty much what it was about, what it was, where we were heading. And I love knowing that. Um, I love that she talks about the sea being healing. It's a library of lessons. I love that line. But I love that she says that these free activities help these kids to tap into their courage. And really nice wide shot of LA, by the way. There was that wide shot with, it looked like there might have been a filter. There was different colors throughout. It was really cool looking. I love the subtle music throughout as well. It was a great pace, great interviews, and great length. I love that it was about self-empowerment and actually the community coming together to support these kids that otherwise couldn't afford to do something.
As someone who grew up in extracurricular activities and as someone who had friends who came from lower income households who also participated in such activities, I absolutely can relate to the uh, simple glee and joy that comes from being able to have that kind of community, to have those resources that would otherwise not be accessible due to economic disadvantage. It's wonderful what these camps are doing, and I hope their numbers only increase.
This huge thing of like swimming and being in the ocean and learning how to surf, and there's so many different kind of aspects that come along with that. And I feel like because it is a objectively higher risk sport than others, the amount of confidence that you gain after having accomplished it, after learning how to do it, I feel is also higher. So I think it's really, really beautiful that this camp is encouraging, and their mission is to get kids that wouldn't have access to it, that wouldn't have the ability to have the surf lessons, to go out onto the water, to, get to borrow wetsuits and boards and, just be able to actually do it, that they facilitate all of this, I think is really, really wonderful. And the benefits, I think, are going to be really, really long lasting for these kids, because those kinds of things that you build when you're young transcend from not just, whatever sport you're in, or not just whatever lessons you're learning in that moment. That kind of stuff stays with you into high school, into college, into being an adult. And I feel like a lot of those kind of general basic lessons are really transferable.
I feel like this short is pretty informative and it's pretty encouraging for people out there who might be discouraged by the fate or like the the uh the the insufficiency of what they have in their life. So there's people out there who know about it and try to make something good for them. So the tone of the documentary is hopeful and promising. The interviews also give us like the side of the group organizer and the one who attended the group for surfing activities as well. So there are two sides of impressions, and it's pretty good to see like how they interact and converse between each other on this group on this activity. So this group is very resourceful and beneficial for underserved kids.
I definitely like the focus of the movie. See all these young kids and teenagers, they coming from a difficult background, from a difficult part of the city of LA, and they don't have the same opportunities as other people that are from a different part of the city have, and they come from well families. I think overall the film was very powerful. It really gave us a good focus on the mission of these camps and how they can help these people, these young people, to just grow up and have more opportunities and change their lives.